Good morning, guys. How's everyone doing today? Everything looking good on the stream? What's going on? Good morning, good morning. Jay, JJ, GT Vine, what's up, man? Preston? Yeah, a little bit early start today. I went to bed early last night. Felt good. Feels good to actually get some sleep. I can tell when I go to bed past like 12 o'clock or 11:30. I can feel it. I can feel it the next morning. That's when you know you're getting old. When you can tell that when you go to bed past a certain time, you feel different in the morning. All right, cool. Stream is good. Yeah, Amazon comedy trades. It's big opportunity right now, I think. So we'll definitely go over that. Had a dream Nasdaq went crazy. I think your dream might come true, honestly, Devin. We'll look at some stuff this morning. Where's the Lulu? Lulu, not today. I can't wear the same shirt every day. I wash this thing like almost probably every other day. I wash this shirt, just because I wear it for like the streams and my videos. Espresso isn't working today. Really? That sucks. From Luxembourg. Wow, it's awesome. So good morning, guys. All right, so yesterday was an interesting day. I mean, not much movement. I mean, we went down. I guess you could say like movement in the morning, and then the volatility sort of slowed down, right? So we had this big move on the Nasdaq right here, big dip, probably some panic, and then just a spike right back higher, right around lunchtime, right around 12 o'clock, and then the rest of the day we just sort of grinded higher. And there is some, and this line on your chart that you see right here is very important, and we'll go over that in just a second. But we'll wait a little bit until some people jump in here. But Nasdaq, big little U formation here, big dip, big comeback, a lot of support down here, and I'll show you exactly where the support is coming in as well. So that's this morning. We'll talk a little bit about that and some other stuff as well. We'll wait a little bit till some people come in. Yeah, mRNA is just nuts. Smart money. That thing is nonstop. I don't know when that's gonna stop. It's crazy. That thing just has not stopped. Bull trap on Nvidia. Yeah, Nvidia's having some trouble. Nvidia's not. It's not moving like it used to. You guys, something to take into consideration. When these stocks do stock splits, they become much. They're what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? I can't even think of the word. They become more liquid, I guess you could say. They don't move as much because there's more outstanding shares. If you can think of the word, I can't think of it. Since there becomes more outstanding shares, the float becomes bigger on the stock. When a float becomes bigger on the stock because there's more shares of the stock outstanding, the movements can be a little bit more muted. And we've seen this with Apple. We've seen this happen with Tesla a little bit. I don't know if you guys have realized, since Tesla's stock split, it's not like it used to be. It still moves a lot. Don't get me wrong. Tesla's still a pretty volatile stock, but if anyone remembers Tesla pre-stock split, that thing was diluted. Thank you, Preston. That's why you're in college. So yeah, it's a little bit more diluted. The outstanding shares are higher, and sometimes you see these moves not as volatile, not as strong, and that's what's happening right now with Nvidia, I believe. We've seen this on quite a bit of stocks that do stock splits, so something to consider and something to know when you're getting into that stuff. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah, I saw that news yesterday, Breadman. We'll talk about that Tesla pullback as well. Yeah, that's right. Since it joined the SPY, you're right. It has been very different since it's joined the SPY as well. Very, very true. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and get into the schedule here. Rolls-Royce. I'll take a look at that. I don't even know. I don't know if I've ever looked at that stock. Rolls-Royce. What's the ticker symbol for Rolls-Royce? I don't know if I've ever looked at Rolls-Royce's stock. RYCEF. We'll take a look at it for you. All right, so here's the schedule today, guys. Futures, as always, Nasdaq, Dow, S&P, Amazon. Amazon, I believe, could be setting up for a massive opportunity. I want to show it to you guys. I want everyone that watches my streams to be aware of it, because if it happens, there's going to be a lot of money to be made. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But the technicals look fantastic for this move to occur. So I want to show it to you today. I want to show you that Amazon gap fill potential trade to the upside there. Next, Tesla. Yeah, RYCEF. Yeah. Next, Tesla pulling back close to 700. Didn't quite hit 700, but came pretty close into some previous resistance, maybe turning into support on Tesla. I was happy to see Tesla hold above 700 yesterday. That was big. That was very important. If we would have fell back below 700 yesterday, it would have probably been a big momentum killer. So today, I think your only goal for today is to see Tesla hold above 700. So let's go ahead and take a look at that chart. We have Roku earnings today. We have, that should that should have some effect on some other stocks. So Netflix will most likely get some kind of sympathy move off of Roku earnings. That will be the one I think that is most correlated. And then you also have Disney, which should get somewhat of a move off this Roku earnings as well. They are all in that streaming war, all have that similar business model. Not so similar, obviously, because Disney has another section of their business. But if you just think about Disney Plus, Netflix, and Roku, in the same type of business, and there will definitely be sympathy moves on those stocks because of Roku earnings. So we'll look at Roku's charts. We'll talk about the earnings. That will be the next one. Talk about the snow swing trade that I'm currently in. I'll talk to you through why I got into it, what contract I'm in, and hopefully you guys like seeing some of the trades that I'm in the live streams. If you watched my video yesterday, yesterday, I explained why I've been looking at a little bit more swing trades lately, and I'll quickly answer that here, and that's just because there's been a lot of really nice dips on some really high quality companies, and with these big dips coming in, I want to be someone that's trying to take advantage of these dips off strong technical levels and trying to play them back to the upside. I don't want to be in and out of a trade that has some really good risk to reward. So I've been looking to see if I can grab some really quality swing trades on some stocks that have fell pretty decently off of earnings or just, because of some market weakness, back down the technical levels, moving averages, structure points in the market, or just, trend lines. So I want to try to take advantage of these dips, play them back to the upside, and that's why I've been trying to find some really high quality swing trades lately. That is why I've been looking at that. So snow will be one of the ones that I am in right now. Pins has a really nice gap opportunity as well, like Amazon. So we'll look at that. PayPal, finally a first green day for PayPal, which could be setting up. It's setting up right at a good little technical level, which could be setting up for some upside as well. Finally, Disney. So Disney has been under a lot of pressure, has barely moved over the last few months, and I want to show you guys that today. And then I sort of cut this down so that we could have some stocks that you guys want to look at. So we'll look at that towards the end. It looks like, and I forgot. I definitely wanted to add. I wanted to add the hood to our chart. So we're gonna look at Robinhood here as well. You can do Facebook for sure. So Facebook, look at that. So real quick, you know what? Let's just look at Robinhood here right away before the futures, and let me just make sure everyone is aware of what is going on here. So Robinhood, guys, up 54. It's up to $55. It's up to $55 here in the pre-market. Just insane. This could be becoming the next meme stock. I don't know what's going to happen here, but something tells me that you're going to see like $100 on this or something crazy like that. if this starts getting some insane momentum. If it does, I would definitely be looking out for this. I don't know if the options, it's showing on Thinkorswim that the options are here. They're here on the options chain. There is no, yesterday they weren't trading, so there's no, it's obviously NA for all the prices, but they are here on Thinkorswim. They have the monthly contracts. So let's see. But this is just Chef Joe. This is just, it's not manipulation, guys. When a stock goes up, it's not manipulation. It is momentum. There's people buying this. They're trying to make money. It's not manipulation. Everyone wants to, everyone likes to come out after GME and AMC. Everyone wants to, say everything's manipulated. Sorry if I'm not really talking directly to you, Patrick. I'm talking to everyone that says this. I think a lot of people, just something to think about. A lot of newer people will automatically assume that everything's manipulated, because that's their easy out. This is just whatever, this is momentum. This is a momentum trade. This is the definition of momentum. So if you're looking at Hood and you don't know what's going on, the clear and only answer for it is momentum. It's people like us, people like you in the chat that are buying shares, trying to take advantage of it, and it just continues to push higher. Patrick, I'm not talking just to you, but you saying that sort of sparked that idea in my head about how I see this so much, about people, always thinking manipulation. So Hood, pure momentum trade, and just that's all it is. And maybe hedge funds could be getting into it, big investors could be doing it, but that's what the market is. You have big players, you have small players, you have hedge funds, you have people like me. That's what the market is. It's a trade. If hedge funds get in and they dump it because they're making a lot of money and you get caught in it, that's not manipulation. That's the stock market, and you lost money because you were on the wrong side of a much bigger investor. So it is what it is. That's not manipulation. That's why you're in the stock market. You have to understand that you are in this market with hedge funds, with people with billions of dollars, that are smarter most of the time, or have better tools, or better systems, and that's what it is, guys. You can't think that that's manipulation. That's not manipulation. That is the market that you are signing up to join into, and that is the market that you are signing up to put your money into. This is not a friendly game. This is not a retail investors, everyone hug each other and let's all make money. This is David versus Goliath, retail investors versus people with a lot of money, and everyone's out to make money. If someone's making money, someone else is losing money, and that's the way the market works. So you have to understand that if you are going to put your hard-earned money into the stock market. That's the honest truth. It may not be what you want to hear, but it is the honest truth. So if you don't agree with me, and you want, I'm not going to be the one to always side with the retail traders, because it's a great movement, and there's a lot of people that sort of like hearing that about retail traders, but that's really not the truth. It's a war zone. It really is. It really is. So just know that when you're coming into these markets, and you're on top of all of that. If you can't make it any worse, you are fighting against algorithmic traders. So you're fighting against computers on top of all of that. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's very difficult. The algos is the killer there. But anyways, that's Hood. There's the daily preach for you guys. Just to you got to really harden up in this game, and it is what it is. That's what happens. War zone. You're fighting against whales and algos and computers, and not everything is manipulated. Even though I do like the retail movement, but I also don't want people to be, soft about it, because it really is not. It's not going to be, like it's the retail traders should win all the time, right? Like that's not how the market is. So it is what it is. If you don't like what I said, you don't have to watch me, but I think that's the truth. I think that's the honest truth. So next, Nasdaq. The only thing that is truth is the chart. Yeah, I agree. The only thing that's actually happening is the chart, right? So whatever you see in the chart is the truth. It's very true, actually. I like that. I like that point. Because whatever's happening on the chart is what's happening, and there's nothing else. Everything else is just noise and emotion. Whatever's happening right here, what you guys are looking at on the charts, that is the truth. I actually really like that. I might actually start using that. Good, very good little saying there. So here's the Nasdaq, guys, and this could be a very big opportunity here on the Nasdaq. Look at this bull flag breakout. Look at this flag breakout. This is happening. We talked about this yesterday. Look at this little this hold at the 20-day is very nice. Look at these holds. 1, 2, and 3. 3 holds at the 20 simple moving average, and we actually had another hold back here. These are some very nice holds. And look at the flag that we are breaking out. This is a very nice flag breakout, potentially setting up for a push to highs today. 15,134, about 100 points higher. If we can get 100 points higher, we're at all-time highs today. And look at the flag breakout that is occurring. So I really like this. I'm pretty bullish on this move, I must say. I'm going to be definitely on the bullish side. What did GT Vine say? Just buy a few Hood shares. Yeah, you guys can also buy Hood shares if you want it. This was a good point from someone in my chat, from Tesla in the chat. If you want, it might not be a bad idea. Buy 100 shares, and you can maybe play some covered calls if you'd like, or you could start selling some cash secured puts, and that could be the way you pick up your 100 shares. If you don't want to just buy it at current market price, start selling some cash secured puts on Hood. The premiums, I'm sure, will be pretty high because there's gonna be a lot of people in it. IV is probably gonna start raising pretty quickly. So this could be a great stock to run the wheel on. Sell cash secured puts, sell covered calls. Not a bad idea, I don't think. I think that's actually a very smart idea. So thanks for Tesla. Thanks for bringing that up. So here we go. Yeah, I mean, futures don't have a ceiling. There ain't no ceiling here. This chart will go forever. We can scale this thing until God knows. It'll be infinity. So yeah, futures really don't have a ceiling. So here we go. Flag pattern, Nasdaq. If this Nasdaq breaks out, there's going to be some really good. There's going to be some really good opportunities today if we get this move. Of course, I don't know for sure. Just looking at technicals, I'm a little bit more bullish than bearish today. But we could easily just come back down to this 20-day. Downside, you don't want to see the Nasdaq break the 20-day moving average. You want to see us close above it. S&P 500. Very similar chart to the Nasdaq. You can see yesterday we did close above this little flag. At this point, it looks more like just a little bit of a channel to me. After yesterday's price action, this looks a little bit more of a channel to me on the ES. Yeah, I just saw that. Non-farm employment change actual. Why did that come out so early? What was on the economic calendar today? Usually, one second, guys. So Wednesday, okay, it was 8:15, the ADP report. 8:15. Here's the non-farm employment. Okay, so a little bit light, yeah. What did the market do on that? Anything? It looks like not much of a reaction here on the market, which I think is fine. Let's see. Let's go back. Let's go to ES short term. Let's go to the 1 minute. See what we're getting. All right, we're getting a slight dip here. off this 8:15 ADP news. Let's go to Nasdaq. Nasdaq actually took a move higher off that news right here. So let's see. So yeah, we missed expectations. Market's slightly higher on the NQ. ES, very interesting. ES took an opposite reaction to that. What's the Dow doing off that? Dow moving lower off that news as well. All right. So let's see. But either way, let's continue with our futures analysis here. Let's go back to the daily chart. So here's the SPY, guys. You have a little bit of a channel forming up here, but what I love to see is the 20-day hold and the previous resistance turning into support. So we just need to see a hold above this 43.70, 43.80 area. That's what I want to see us hold above. If we can hold there, then I think you might be able to get your push through highs. You're sort of sitting right out there. There's a nice little channel here. The channel is about 30 points wide. Actually, it's about 40 points wide. Just about 40 points wide here on the ES, this channel that we are in right now. So keep an eye on that channel there. The Dow. Dow. Here we go. Dow is actually, wow, Dow is actually very similar to the ES too. Yeah, so these futures contracts, they're all pretty similar. We have a nice little channel here. Bonds are going up. What's the TNX? I don't even know if the TNX is trading it on here. Yeah, I don't think it is. TNX, you can check the 10-year on Thinkorswim. But here is the Dow. You guys can see a very nice little triple top right here. So very clear. 1, 2, 3 triple top. And then when we broke out of that triple top right here, we started to find it as support. So that triple top started to turn into support here on the Dow, which is good to see. We're also trading above the 20 simple moving average. And as long as we hold that and we hold this previous level of resistance as support, I think the Dow can be okay. So I want to see it continue to trade in this channel until a breakout. I don't want to see us fall below this support right here. That would be a break of these previous highs. And it's no longer turning into support. So YM, NQ, nice little flag breakout potential, and ES, pretty range bound right here, right now. So that's the futures. Yeah, I'm pretty sure GM had earnings this morning, right? I don't know if you're saying good morning or GM, but either way, GM had earnings, moving down off earnings, so be aware of that. All right, Amazon. Daily chart. This is, I think, a fantastic opportunity. So, we'll have to see what happens. But this is something I'm watching very closely. You guys can see there has been a really nice uptrend on this daily chart. I've talked about this multiple times here on the live stream. But yesterday, we put in a nice green candle right at this trend line. You can see that right there. So 15-minute chart. You'll see over the last few days, we have consolidated at this trend line. We've done nothing but go sideways after earnings, and this is just building, I think, a very nice base. We started to move lower and got a nice reaction off that dip, and we're starting to try to hold up this morning. Now, if Amazon can try to fill that gap on the daily chart, that is going to be huge for option contracts. Like this move right here, which is almost 6% on option contracts, is going to be massive. So if you can take debit spreads, take credit spreads, maybe, take some long-term options if you want to do that. They're going to be expensive, but, that's up to your account size. Or if you just want to trade this potential move back to the upside, I think there is opportunity here, especially if the Nasdaq can break out of that flag. So big gap on the daily chart. Most of the time, stocks will want to fill that gap. And if we fill that gap, this could be a very nice trade. So watch Amazon 100-day moving average, big uptrend hold, very, very nice. Yes, Logan, you can see on my chart, on my schedule here, we have the pins gap fill as well. So pins, we'll get into that one right now since we're talking about the gap fill. Here is pins, and what you'll notice is we do have very strong support at 54, but I don't know if we're going to get quite back down to that 54. Where you can see we're finding support is actually back at these levels, back in some of this consolidation. And you can see yesterday we put in a very nice green candle off of this level. So if pins makes that same gap fill move, there is some huge opportunity here. Almost 16% on pins, back to the upside potential. This is why I'm telling you why I'm looking for swing trades, because these opportunities are starting to present themselves. And if you look at what happened last time, pins, gap down on earnings. You see this gap down on earnings right here? Not as big, but still a gap down on earnings. Fell lower, came back down to support, and when it started to find a move higher, look at the rally that it had over the next probably just about a month. So, could pins see that exact same rally for the next month back up to these highs, right here, trying to fill that gap and maybe move back up into resistance? Who knows? That's what I'll be watching. I'll be looking to see if this gap fill, if I can take advantage of it. Yep, splare them. That's exactly my reasoning for looking at some of these plays. Just some really nice gap opportunities. Pins, Amazon, PayPal's another one. Some gap here on PayPal. First green day. We'll go ahead and knock that out on the calendar right now. PayPal first green day. Look at this right here. So I took some PayPal swings right here. I got caught buying a falling knife. I took about a $200 loss on this trade. Started to move lower, and it fell under the 273 level. I did not want to see it fall below. So we got below that, took my loss, had to move on. Can always re-enter this trade when it starts to look better. Yesterday was the first green day here on this PayPal drop. So that is the first bullish confirmation. This is the first step in potentially taking this trade. So you can see a lot of resistance, previous resistance, 1, 2, 3, previous resistance. I want to see that turn into support. If PayPal can put in a few more green days and we can get this trade back to the upside, back to fill this gap, this could be another gap fill opportunity. Amazon, pins, PayPal, 3 great ones to watch, I believe, over the next few weeks. So that's PayPal, first green day. We went over pins. We went over Amazon. Let's go ahead and go over Tesla. So here's Tesla. Notice that all these good stocks with good earnings, but huge expectations fail. Yes, Lewis, absolutely. This is very normal. I wouldn't be, totally normal to see that. So the reason for that is because you have these big companies that come up so high into earnings. They're so overextended into their earnings that if they don't beat expectations by an insane margin, even if they beat by a small margin or even a decent margin, they're still going to fall because they are priced to perfection. They needs to absolutely kill and really kill earnings to move higher after already moving to all-time highs post or pre-earnings. That is why a lot of these good companies, they fall off earnings, people buy up those dips, and they come right back to where they were. For those types of gap fills, I would be comfortable with no less than a month. I mean, I'd rather get 2 months, maybe even 45 days. That's what I would want. I would want no less than a month of time on these contracts. These are moves. Here's what you're gonna give up. If you get a month out, if you get 45 days out, or even 2 months out, you're gonna be much more comfortable in the trade. You're gonna lose, that huge percentage gain. Like say Amazon gap fills in 2 days, which would be the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. But the 0806, the August 6th contracts are going to be up probably tens of thousands of percents. The August or the September monthly contracts will be up probably a few thousand%, maybe 1,000, 2,000%, something like that. Whereas, if you were able to catch it perfectly, the 0806 would be life-changing percentage. So it's a give and take, but I would much rather be the person buying the time. I would rather buy the time than try to time it perfectly. It's going to be very difficult to time these gap fills. So I'd rather buy the time, buy myself some time, and go out at least a month, if not 2 months. That's my feeling on that. Tesla. So Tesla, I really wanted to see us come back to 700 yesterday. That's where I wanted to see us come back to. We came back to the low of this candle was 702.50. So we came very close to back to 700. Today, all I need to see is a hold of 700. That's really it. If we can't hold 700, this is probably going to come back down. But if we look at the 4 hour, you guys can see we could potentially be holding this previous resistance as support. This could be a fantastic little break and retest, flag pattern, pull back to the 700, and then another nice breakout here on Tesla. This could totally happen, and it actually looks like it probably will. I mean, looking at this chart, it looks pretty nice. Nice little break, retest of 700, or at least very close to it. And then a break of this flag pattern that is forming here on Tesla. So look at this chart. Look at the 4 hour. Beautiful flag pattern. Nice level of support at 700. If we hold 700 today, if we start to push back up into the top of this flag, definitely watch this for another push higher. That would be my look. Yes, there's definitely a flag there. Roku earnings today, guys, and this thing has this is a wild one. We know from watching Roku over the last few months that Roku is surely a wild one. Let's go ahead and look at this chart. So let's go to the daily chart. Daily chart. Let's clean up some of these little lines because there's quite a bit of them on my chart here, just from past levels. You can see those little white specks that are like on the 5 minute or whatever. So here's Roku. We hit those highs. We found a lot of resistance, right? So that's going to be a tough level. Right up here around 490. What's the expected move on Roku? Nasdaq's pulling back a bit. Roku 29.5. What's the Nasdaq doing? Let me check the Nasdaq real quick. See how we're looking here. All right, so we're pulling back a little bit off of that flag. I think we'll be all right. I would expect some volatility here. So Roku daily chart, expected move is 29.5. So that means if that's about, what is that? It's about a little bit more than 5% on a stock that's $417. So 29.5 divided by, let's say, 417. So about 7%. So a 7% expected move in the stock. So that means after earnings, Roku will have to move more than 7% for your contracts to appreciate if you're just taking calls or puts. Obviously, you can take spreads, which, don't worry about the expected move. But so you have that resistance up here at 490. That's going to be tough. That's going to be definitely very tough up there if we get back to that level. You do have somewhat of an uptrend here that has formed. That would be an important level to hold if we can come back to that level. And then after that, this previous right here, this should be a rock solid level. You have support turning into resistance, turning into support once again. So this 391 area right here, I would want to see that hold. If that doesn't hold, then you're going to be in a little bit of trouble because that is a very big level here on Roku. You can see it held here previously, and you want to see it hold again. You have the uptrend, you have the 50 moving average right here, the yellow line, and you have this support right around 391. So a lot of confluences here. If Roku makes its way back into this little intersection, you guys can see like this little intersection, if you want to call it, right into here, the uptrend, the support, and the 50-day moving average. If we come back into that little intersection, that could be a huge opportunity on Roku if we come back to there. I'm not sure if we do. Roku, $29 either way, yes. Either way. Earnings are today after hours. Today after hours. So that's Roku. Snow. All right, guys. So I am in a Snow right here. I'm in a Snow August 20th 290 call. I'm currently in that trade. So the reason I got into that trade, I've been getting a lot of, how do you find the expected move? Go up here to all products on Thinkorswim. See the top left, all products. And then just type in the ticker, Roku. And then this yellow box right here. So this is a yellow box. This yellow box is the expected move. All right, so snow. Why did I get into snow? The reason I got into snow is because I've been waiting to watch the snow break this 275 level. Yesterday we got through 275 with some really nice strength. I wanted to see that move higher, and once I got it yesterday morning, if you go to the 1 minute chart, you'll see this yesterday in the morning. We got a very nice. Let me get the 5 minute. We got a very nice break through this level right here. And that was the indicator that I wanted to see if I could take advantage of this move higher through this 275 level. 275 on the daily chart has been a tough level to break through. It rejected here back in March. It rejected again in early July. And you can see today we got pushed through that level. So a very big green candle, nice gap, or not the gap, but a nice move through that level. And that is why I took those swing trades. I am looking for snow to move back up to 300. That is my price target on this swing. So we shall see. We'll see if it happens. We'll see if that works out. Took the August monthly contract. So we should hopefully, we won't be affected too much by these intraday swings because we have time. We have a monthly contract. And hopefully we'll see that thing move up to 300. That is my current trade that I am in on snow. I don't want to hold this into earnings also. Don't have any plans to hold this into earnings. Would like to see this move happen post or pre-earnings. Yeah, press that like button if you could, guys. We're up 640 people and like 100 likes. That's unbelievable. That's really, really unfortunate. If you could, press that like button. You guys know it'll help out the video and the channel quite a bit. Help me grow these lives. I appreciate you guys for doing that. And of course, very appreciative of you guys being here. Just to listen to me here in the morning. Hopefully it helps. So finally, we have Disney. And then we'll get into some of the stocks you guys want to look at. Disney. So Disney has been under some pressure, right? I mean, if you're a shareholder of Disney, for the last almost the last 8 months, yeah, almost 9 months. Almost the last 9 months, you have made nothing on your shares. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you got a nice push here in the morning. Hold on one second. You got a good push here in the morning. You have more than that. Oh, yeah, the likes are delayed. All right. So a nice push here in the morning. Yeah, everything's delayed. Like your guys' video, like your chat coming through is probably. I just got where you said the likes are delayed. So I don't know when you sent that. Maybe 2 minutes, a minute. So nice push through. Nice push here on Disney, but it's starting to slow down, sliding lower over the last 6 months. This thing has just been on a really big downtrend and really under some pressure. Every time it's trying to break out, it's getting sort of pushed back down. Oh wow, they bought. I didn't. Yeah, I still have the Disney stock. So I don't. If anyone doesn't know, I'm sure you don't. My dad, when I was born, bought 50 shares of Disney as like a, I don't know, just like a being born gift for me in the future. Smart man. I mean, that's smart. Very smart of him. I would love to do that for my son one day. And I think it was like $14 a share when he bought it. So crazy. So I'm a Disney shareholder, not by choice, because I was born. But over the last, I would still be a Disney shareholder by choice if I didn't have those. But a really nice little consolidation here on Disney. But it's been under a lot of pressure. Every time it tries to move higher, broke this flag, got rejected at the 100-day, got rejected at the 100-day. So something is holding Disney down. A lot of problems here on Disney. A lot of struggle around this 100-day moving average. And it looks like maybe we're waiting until earnings for this move to happen. So we'll see. Earnings coming up on the 12th. Maybe earnings is where we get that catalyst. So maybe we get that catalyst here on the 12th, maybe up, or down below 168. You don't want to see us break that 168. Camera focus is blurry. I don't know about that. Is it? Sorry, Tom. It's not blurry on my end. Looks fine. Who knows? So 168, if you see that thing gap below 168 on earnings, you're probably going to come back to this gap fill. So this is a good example, actually, for anyone that's not aware. This is a good example of how long it could potentially take for a gap to fill. So there was a gap on Disney back here. I don't know. This might have been around the time they announced some kind of Disney Plus earnings. Do you have a video setting up? I'll show you in a sec. This might have been around Disney Plus, something like that. I'm not sure why this gap up occurred. If you know, put it in the chat. But this gap has still never filled. It's still holding above this gap. So at some point, people would assume that this gap could fill here on the chart. And over the last almost year, this gap has not filled here on this chart. So we'll see. I mean, could this be the time where Disney finally gets the gap fill? Very, very potential there on Disney. Back down to around, right back to around 156.50. Yeah, guys, the camera is definitely not blurry. I mean, if you're seeing it blurry, then you got something going on your end, because yeah, that's not blurry, at least not on my end. So maybe change your video quality to 1080p. Oh, Devin, appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming a priority member of the channel. Thanks for supporting. Really appreciate that. If you need anything, reach out to me. I'm here for you guys. So reach out to me if you need help. Any tickers you want to look at, feel free to drop them in the chat, and we can look at them. So nice Disney, under pressure. Just have that as a takeaway when you're coming into these earnings. You're gonna have to see something very, very big on their earnings, like something like huge Disney Plus huge Disney Plus membership growth, something like that, something crazy for this to break out of this consolidation, because right now it's under a lot of pressure. Would I ever sell your Disney? No, I wouldn't sell it. What's the point? I mean, that was a really generous gift from my father, and smart gift. I mean, it only cost them $700 at the time, right? 500 times 14, that's about 700, right? I could be totally wrong. Or 50 times 14, yeah, 700. So 50 times 14, $700, which is now worth what is that worth now? Almost $7,000. So generous gift, nice $700 gift from my father when I was born. I don't have any plans on selling that. I'm gonna definitely let that thing ride. Yeah, futures are dipping off the ADP employment miss. So looks like everyone's freaking out about the futures dropping 15 points this morning. So guys, please, this is nothing to be concerned about as of right now. Keep an eye on it. Volatility should be expected, but I think you're just fine. I think you watch some of previous day levels. So maybe we watch. Let's go to the 15-minute. So there's some of these previous highs right around here. You have these previous highs around 15,004, and then 15,000 I think is going to be your level. Let's see if we can hold above 15,000 today. I think that's what you want to watch for. Here's the hourly chart. I would watch that 15,000 mark, guys. That would be the level I'd want to see us hold above. If we get back below 15,000, then that sort of stinks, because I want to see us hold above that psychological level, 15. So let's see if we hold above that. All right, sweet. Let's go ahead and jump into some of the stocks that you guys want to look at. Uber, I see everyone's freaking out about Uber, so we'll definitely look at Uber. So I have Rolls-Royce. I never looked at this stock, but looks like we're going to look at Rolls-Royce today. I have Uber. I have Boeing. I have Facebook. I have Square. And that might be all the time that I have for that. But before we get into that, quickly want to give a shout out once again to MSI, like I do every other stream. But, they definitely helped me out with a badass computer and an awesome keyboard and mouse. And it helps, if you're an OG member of this stream, there was a stream one time where my keyboard stopped working and I was banging it on the ground. And I think maybe they saw that and they're like, we probably should send this guy, poor guy, maybe we should send this guy a keyboard. So they hooked it up. So shout out MSI. If you guys want to shop any of their products that I have, they are down below in the description. So that is my thanks to MSI. And let's go ahead and get into Rolls-Royce, RYCEF. Okay, yeah, I don't know if I can go over this one, man. I don't know who asked for this, but yeah, this is not really a chart that I'd have any interest in. 182 resistance, but yeah, no. I would look the other way here on Rolls-Royce. I'm sorry, but this is not really a chart that you're gonna have any opportunity on. So I think I might be helping you out by telling you to look the other way here. So no Rolls-Royce. I apologize. So here's Uber. Uber has earnings. What is Uber earnings today, right? Yeah, Uber earnings after hours. This level on Uber was very big, and we did fall below it. You can see this 43 level. Let's go to the 10-day, 30-minute. Actually, you know what? Let's go to the 4-hour. So this level on Uber, right here, you guys can see this previous low right there. That is that. I see you guys coming through the chat now after Rolls-Royce. Yeah, no, that's a big pass. I'm sorry to whoever recommended that. I would definitely pass on that one. So here's a big previous level here on Uber, and you can see we broke below it. So if you guys are in the business of guessing which way a stock goes before earnings, that's up to you. I personally would not touch this until post earnings. Wait for the earnings to happen. Wait for the move to happen, and once it happens, play the continuation. That's really my recommendation to you guys. If you are trying to play earnings, just let it happen. Don't try to guess which way this is gonna go. Unless you got a really bad gambler's mentality. If you do, go play some roulette or something, blackjack, because this is really not. I mean, unless you have some type of some news, some type of insider information to know which way this is gonna go, or if you want to just take a guess on it, sure. I'd rather wait for this to either pull back or move higher and then play the move. You did see Lyft. Get a nice move yesterday, I believe. Did they? Lyft, oh no, okay, so it was a good move, and then it just died. So here's what happened on Lyft's earnings. So if Lyft can give you any idea of what to expect on Uber, then maybe you don't touch this, because you can see Lyft did absolutely nothing. Lyft is completely flat coming into today on earnings. And if you played any option contracts, you're dead in the water right now. So that is Lyft, and if that's anything to expect on Uber, then I would say don't touch it. Here is Uber. This was the move due to Lyft's earnings, and here is the daily chart. So if you get a move back down to this gap fill, this previous support, which is down here around 38, this could be a great potential buying opportunity if you get this move down on earnings. Or if we get a push on this previous low, if you get a push higher, and then you can play that continuation. So that's what I would be doing there. I already looked at Roku. Yeah, Activision did report earnings yesterday. What happened yesterday? So it moved higher yesterday on earnings. Activision, it is pretty beat down here. So let's see. There could be a potential opportunity here on Activision. You guys can see pretty big beat down. I did see that lawsuit news that came out. You are sort of bouncing off some of these previous resistance levels here on the left. So does Activision try to move back into this resistance? Maybe it tries to move back into this 88. Very possible. You're up to 84 already in the pre-market. So look at this 4-hour. See this chart right here? See how it broke below this floor right here a few days ago? So maybe you get this push back up to 88, right back up into this resistance. But that would be a very tough resistance to break through, in my opinion. All right, next, you guys wanted to look at Boeing real quick, so let's go ahead and jump into BA. BA, my broad idea on BA, or my broad opinion on BA, is that it just really, really stuck. I mean, this stock has been just, problem after problem, macroeconomic news after macroeconomic news, bad news coming out, planes that aren't working, problems with planes, stuff that's going on, and it just getting really, really stuck here. I think at one time, sometime in the future, I don't know when it's going to be, but Boeing will be back, in my opinion. I mean, unless I'd be very shocked to see a company like Boeing, the one that basically is like one of 2 or 3 companies that make all of the planes for us. You have Airbus, you have Boeing. I don't know planes too well, so if anyone knows planes really well in the chat, correct me. But I'm really only aware of Airbus and Boeing that make almost all of the planes for all of the airliners. I know JetBlue is all Airbus. I know United and American are all Boeing. But I don't really know what else there is out there. If I'm wrong, let me know. Sorry if I am. But I mean, I think at one point or another, Boeing will come back. But at this time, guys, it just seems very stuck. And that there's a point in time where you have to consider, maybe this is dead money. Do I want to be having my money sitting in this stock? Is there a better opportunity cost? Right, that's the opportunity cost of putting your money into Boeing. The opportunity cost is that your money could be better somewhere else, because this stock is very, very slow right now, very beat down. Very good long-term opportunity if you want to be buying it up here. But you just have to know that, in the short term, I don't know how much to expect, because you got a lot of resistance here at 260. You got a lot of pressure here on this stock. Maybe you eventually get this move back up to the 320s. You guys can see these previous lows here. Maybe eventually you get this breakout here on Boeing. But right now, a little bit muted, and just be aware of that stuff going on Boeing. Facebook. I actually really like Facebook as a potential move higher. The reason I say that is you had this gap up on earnings right here. I'm sorry, not on earnings. You had this gap up on Twitter earnings, Twitter and Snap earnings. You had this gap up, right? So big gap up here on that earnings. You went ahead and filled that gap here over the last few days. You filled the gap right down here. So can we hold this level and try to move off this level and try to move back higher? That's what I would be watching today. Facebook, finally, last but not least, Square. Square had a crazy move higher off that news about acquiring Afterpay, moved into this heavy resistance. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, ERJ and Rare. That's right. That's for like a lot of international flights, right? So 1, 2, 3, heavy resistance there. Finding resistance once again yesterday. So if we go to let's go to the hourly chart. So you can see right there. Look at that Monday, big push, resistance. We tried to push maybe slightly back into it in the after hours, pre-market, and just starting to move lower. So can Square potentially be a great downside play? I am starting to believe so. If you go to the 1 minute chart, you can see we're starting to slide this morning. Maybe you target yesterday's lows around 261. If 261 breaks, maybe you break down even further. But you can see this move is definitely a little bit overextended. I think any trader would say that move is a little bit crazy. Maybe there is some downside to watch. Heavy resistance around 275. Be aware of that. All right, guys. It's 8:53. I need to get over to the Discord chat where we're going to go ahead and get started, get our day ready, start looking at some stocks, go live, trade live. So if you want to join me over there, you can. There's a link down in the description. We trade live there every day, go over plays, talk to each other about plays, educate each other. Overall, just an awesome community. I would not do what I do on a daily basis without them. I'd be a very miserable, lonely person. So shout out to everyone that's in the chat. If you're in it, watching the live stream, thank you guys so much for being there. Hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully it provides value to you. And if you have any concerns about it, please reach out to me. I'm not someone that's here to take your money and for something you're not enjoying and not finding value from. If you're not enjoying it, if you're not finding value, reach out to me. I'm more than happy to work something out with you. I'm not a bad dude. I'm a good guy. Just here to help. And hopefully you guys enjoy that, and hopefully you are enjoying some of the stuff that goes on in that chat. So with that said, thank you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here on the chat with me every day. Press that like button. Let's get to 400 likes. I see a 3 in front of the likes right now. That's pretty impressive. So 3 in front of the chat. Let's see if we can get a 4 in front of that like number. And yeah, thank you guys again. Once again, shout out to MSI for sponsoring the stream. Shout out to Options Insider for sponsoring the stream, even though that's my own company. And thank you guys. Have a great day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.